Like I told you about earlier, the West were preparing fakes of information stuffing about blaming Russia for the Havana syndrome, which scientifically have been proven not to exist, dude. It's just fucking crickets or some bullshit. The symptoms are like a headache, and previously people were complaining about the Havana syndrome, and it turned out to be fucking crickets, dude. Now the American government are saying that it's Russia, and people who are experiencing headaches can get compensation. So government people are gonna get more money, and obviously it's only gonna be those who fucking hate Russia. So obviously it's fucking bullshit, dude. Can I just show you this one again because it's so hilarious, dude? An American with an Adderall addiction is attempting to persuade Ukrainian conscripts to go and die for his cause, dude.
There are people standing for this flag.
You can tell that he practiced this, dude.
Fighting for freedom.
Воюють за свободу.
And I tell you today that you did not choose this flag.
І я сьогодні вас запевняю, ви не обирали
This
цей
is
прапор.
Listen to me, you
the most cringe and evil shit, dude.
Ви не обирали цей
Go
прапор.
ruin the Ukrainian gene pool.
I see it flying in this country.
Я бачу сьогодні його скрізь на ваших плечах, я бачу його сьогодні майорячим в багатьох містах,
But you did not choose this flag.
але ви не обирали цей прапор.
God chose this flag for you.
Бог зробив цей вибір за вас.
God gave you this flag.
Бог вірив йому вам
God
цей
chose
прапор.
it for you.
Бог обрав його для
God
вас.
decided you would be Ukrainians.
Бог вирішив, що ви будете
And one
українцями.
day you would stand and you would fight for this flag.
І одного дня ви станете і будете воювати за
You
цей
would
прапор.
show the world what Ukrainian warriors are.
Показуючи світові приклад, ким є насправді український воїн.
Cringe as fuck, dude. Yeah. So this guy thought that he can go get some Twitter views by killing Ukrainians. So he went to Ukraine, made a TikTok, and tried to get Ukrainians to mobilize so they would die, right? And then he could even get like, and then he could get like one more Twitter follower or something, just for the death of a shit ton of Ukrainians. That's your average American who is for this war in Ukraine, and these people they are fucking insane, dude. They are fucking insane, dude. They will do everything to get clout, and it's despicable, dude. It's despicable. Then we got the Russian Investigative Committee.
По итогам рассмотрения обращения депутатов Государственной Думы Андрея Красова, Николая Харитонова, Яны Лантратовой и общественных деятелей Александра Дугина и Андрея Деркача, касающегося необходимости расследования организации, финансирования и проведения террористических актов со стороны США, Украины и других западных стран, направленных против России, в Центральном аппарате Следственного комитета Российской Федерации организована процессуальная проверка. В рамках проверки следствие тщательно изучит представленные данные и примет процессуальное решение.
She mentioned Alexander Dugin. So the investigator began a procedural check regarding terrorist activities against Russia by the US, Ukraine, and other Western countries. That is the essence of what she said, dude. So this is Rafah. This is a camp in Rafah. Remember, people are supposed to evacuate or be expelled from Rafah. There's 1.4 million people there, dude. And they're gonna go to these islands designated by the IDF. This is despicable, dude. Could you imagine Israel coming to Denmark, destroying 1/4 of Denmark, dude? Displacing 1/4 of its people. And people just think, yeah. We got a mother searches for the body of her son following the withdrawal of the occupation forces from Al-Shifa hospital. It's happened a few days ago. I told you about this. Israel has besieged the Al-Shifa hospital for a few weeks and left massacres at that place. And people go there to look for their family members. And guess what? They're fucking dead, dude. The problem, soldier, is that Israel has nuclear weapons, dude. So if you're gonna take out Israel, you're gonna have to take out the nuclear facilities somehow. It could also be that an opponent is willing to take a nuclear hit in order to take out Israel.
هذا لمين هذا اللي هان الله يسهل عليك يما مستودعين بالله يا حجة والله مستودعاه يما بس على قلاصر يما خلينا نشوفه كل يوم اطمن عليه.
Okay, she found the fucking son dead, dude, like expected. People are just like, I've seen the fucking pictures from these massacres. You got people cut in half, dude, completely fucking shredded to pieces. Then they're half like dug into the sand. It looks horrible, dude. I don't know what the fuck they did to them. They must have driven them over with the fucking bulldozer. They're just completely shredded bodies, dude. It's insane. These Israelis, they are fucking nuts, dude. We got rüber. I'm not sure if you wanna watch this, dude. It's about transgender shit. I don't give a fuck about that, dude. Moving on. Ukraine is not losing. American assistance must continue. So, Cope headline for the Hill by Evelyn N. Farkas. I don't know who that is. Oh, so she is U.S. National Security Advisor. I'm glad she's American, dude. Head on, boys. With me after VC. Do you want to do it now, Sigurd? Do you want to do it now? You need to tell me what the after stream. Okay, fine. Few days ago, residents of Chasuya were ordered to evacuate the city. You know what? I'm fucking happy. I'm happy as fuck when the Ukrainian officials are actually evacuating their cities. This is great, dude. This is like 4 days old, so there was a date there. I didn't see the date, dude. 29 or something. Yeah, 29, so it's like 4 days old or something, right? But great. Fucking great, dude. You know, I'm so far behind. So take a look at this. What this is like a custom-made cluster sort of weapon that Ukraine has made. So what I think, I'm not quite sure how it works, dude. So Sputnik has learned that Ukraine equips its drone with homemade cluster munitions. Ukraine is now fitting its drone with the most primitive and brutal additions, like a rotary casing holding 25 cocked disc that can slice through anything, according to Donbass militia frontline fighters who shared this footage with Sputnik. The rotary casing is detonated by a grenade installed on a Baba Yaga UAV. Okay. Which is this drone? It's much bigger than I thought, dude. Right? Upon exploding, the discs zoom right and left, sawing through everything, including human flesh. Looks very brutal, boys. Looks very fucking brutal. I'm not sure how it works, like mechanically. Moving on. So Belgorod was hit again 2 days ago. So we got some images from Belgorod. I don't know about casualties. It does not say about casualties. No, nothing, dude. I'm gonna assume there's no casualties then.
Ёб твою мать.
This could have been a casualty. Someone was in the car. No blood or anything. Alright? In Moscow, the Kursky railway station was evacuated. So Ukraine keeps calling and making bomb threat. And so Russia is gonna have to evacuate. It happens like fucking all the time at this point, dude. This is the second week, right? This is ongoing. In Rostov region, the FSB operatives detained another terrorist who was planning to commit a terrorist attack. They don't say what he was planning to do. He's wearing the same clothes. He got in court the same day, dude. Hey, Lalepo, what's up? So remember this guy? This is the guy that was arrested in Dagestan, and I told you how he admitted that he was sending weapons. He was handing over weapons to the Crocus terrorists. So the terrorists in Dagestan are connected to the terrorists in Crocus. They have the same sort of handlers, in other words, right? This is how he was detained, I think. Is this like a camp?
Где оружие?
Усобира.
Где бомба?
В моей квартире.
Что собирались взорвать?
Набережная Каспийский.
I wasn't here yesterday, Lale. I saw your message, by the way. Okay. So, okay, cool. So this is a video. I had this video. This is like super tough to watch, dude. I don't think I'm not gonna show you this because there's something about this video that's so annoying to watch. Al-Shifa, so it's a survivor of the Israeli massacre at Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza. He's speaking about the horrendous experience under the 2 week Israeli siege on the onslaught on the hospital. But I'm not gonna show you to it because it's just super so. There's something about it that just completely freaks me out, dude. Al-Shifa hospital, the largest and the main hospital in Gaza. So this before the siege. That video before, the guy speaking looks like his lower teeth are like half sticking out. I can't watch it for some reason, dude. I don't think it was had to do with like because he was brutalized. It looks super fucking insane, and it freaks me out. Israel has destroyed this hospital. By design, by the way. Obviously. So what I mean by that is they destroyed the main hospital in Gaza, so they can't treat the wounded. And you got the aid trucks and boats going into Gaza that has been targeted. So these aid trucks were not from Gaza, Palestine. They're from other countries, dude. They were targeted by Israel. Very disgusting, boys. So, this is what was on the walls in Al-Shifa. Hey, Sud, what's up? How are you doing? This was found on the walls in Al-Shifa. Written by the people, the displaced patients. I have embraced death adoringly. Patients, people of Al-Shifa, for the relief is near. The besieged medical staff. Very dark, dude. I took the day off yesterday. I was like half sick, so I wanted to just chill, dude. We got footage from the Iranian embassy in Syria. After it was hit, boys. This is what happened like 2 days ago. Israel struck the Iranian embassy in Damascus, killed Iranian service guard and embassy ambassadors. Just like America hit the Chinese embassy in Serbia. Obviously this is a war crime, dude. Obviously this is a war crime. It's a very fucking bad war crime, dude. What we need is accountability. We need fucking accountability, boys. What did the UN say about this, by the way? I might have said some videos about that when we'll come to it. This must have been right after the strike, dude. Since the cars are still fucking honking. Very ugly. Two people killed and one injured from this Israeli strike. I think it's more than 2 people killed, dude. I'm not certain. We'll come back to that. So back to Crocus terrorist attack. That was in Syria, Lalepo. The Iranian embassy in Syria was struck by Israel. They killed Iranian service guards and ambassadors, which is a war crime. Back to Crocus. The 10th accused of the case of the terrorist attack. Remember, they arrested 11 people. This is the 10th one of them. Yakubioni Yusuf Soda was brought into the courtroom. The investigation is petitioning for the arrest of Yusuf Soda, according to the investigative committee. A few days before the massacre, he transferred money to an accomplice of the terrorist for the accommodation. The man also transferred some amount after the terrorist attack. He was charged under the paragraph B of part 3 of whatever. It is noteworthy that on the eve of the charges, he was detained for disobedience to the police. What, dude? So he funds a terrorist attack and then he acts out, dude. That's not the first one. There's many of these people who were like misbehaving that caused them to get detained during a terrorist attack. Maybe they were like partying and went off the chart too. He tried to escape and then began to resist the police during his arrest. This is not the only one who was detained for disobedience on March 22nd. So weird, dude. WHO performed appallingly during COVID, yet there seems to be no attempt to reform this unelected, unaccompaniable organization.
No one who was informed believes the WHO performed anything other than appallingly during COVID.
True.
With disastrous results.
True.
Yet there seems no attempt to reform this unelected, unaccountable organisation which British taxpayers fund.
Look, Ukraine.
In the millions. On the contrary, the drive is evident to give the totally undemocratic WHO ever more power, ever more of our money, and ever less scrutiny.
Unelected, dude. Due to Humsa, this new hate crime law. Oh, that's right, dude. So in Scotland, they had that new hate speech law, right? And I think this guy, he made like a speech, that are now being called to he's been called to go to jail for this speech.
White. The Lord Justice Clerk, white. Every High Court judge, white. The Lord Advocate, white. The Solicitor General, white. The Chief Constable, white. Every Deputy Chief Constable, white. Every Assistant Chief Constable, white. The Head of the Law Society, white. The Head of the Faculty of Advocates, white. Every Prison Governor, white. And not just Justice. The Chief Medical Officer, white. The Chief Nursing Officer.
This is hate speech, and they want him to go to jail for 7 years. So you guys realize that Scottish law they have implemented, right? If you misgender someone, you get 7 years in prison.
White. The Chief Veterinary Officer, white. The Chief Social Work Advisor, white. Almost every trade union in this country headed by people who are white. In the Scottish Government, every Director General is white. Every chair of every public body is white.
There was more than 3,000 people who phoned in. I'm not sure if all of them, but most of them, they phoned in to complain about this speech. This is one of the people who were killed in the Iranian embassy. General Mohammad Zahedi was killed as a result of Israeli attack on the Iranian consulate in Damascus. And then we got a Brigadier General Hossein Aminonola has also been killed. Okay. So back to Crocus. The court chose a preventative measure for Jacobione Yusuf Soda, accusing of aiding Crocus terrorists. He worked illegally in Russia. He was arrested until May 22nd. He transferred money to the militants. I told you about that earlier. But this is just some low-level shit, dude. This is just some low-level shit. This doesn't seem that relevant at all, dude. Surely this guy is not like super involved in the terrorist attack. Yeah, surely he was just like a fall guy, dude. Then we got the FSB here. FSB broke into the saboteurs who were preparing a terrorist attack on a railway near Kaluga. I think he's on vacation while they break into the apartment. But we have seen a lot of activity from the FSB since the terror attack. It's almost about 2 weeks old, 1 week and a half. Not sure if he's in there, dude. He is in there, dude. He is in there. Oi. They were sleeping.
Имя. Отчество. Дата рождения. Где родился?
And a brutal boys. This is Belgevod again. Attacked. Was it? What was it? I can't see what that is, if it's artillery or a drone. I can't fucking tell, boys. No idea. No idea. We got Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau will soon make more than $400,000 a year as federal politicians are set for a...
Sibruski, what's up?
Increase on April 1st. According to the Office of the Speaker of the House, the base pay
Queenie
for
Fred,
members
what's
of
up?
Parliament will increase 4.3% this year. The office says salaries are adjusted every year based on major settlements negotiated in the private sector. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre will also see an increase to nearly $300,000 per year. The pay raises will come the same day as an increase to the federal carbon price.
Jesus, dude. Fuck off. Finky, what the hell, dude? Just corrupt, dude. Just fucking corrupt. Auxiliary channel to Baltimore port expected to open Monday. Alright. So this is an alternative channel for the commercial essential vessel near the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. Alright, dude. Russia's summer offensive could break through Ukraine's defensives. Yes. I think I saved that one, Sibursky. So we got this guy, the Minister of War of Israel. He's threatening. We will strike Hezbollah not only in Beirut, Baalbek, Nabatea, Sidon, Tyre, and Damascus, but in more distant places. We will shift from defense to attack. Is he threatening terrorist attacks, dude?
אנחנו למעשה הופכים מהודפים לרודפים אחרי חיזבאללה. בכל מקום שחיזבאללה נמצא, אנחנו מגיעים. זה נכון לביירות, לבעלבק, לצור, לצידון,
Up to 10 years, Sibus.
לכל רוחב הגזרה, וזה נכון גם למקומות הרבה יותר מרוחקים, כמו דמשק. נגבה מחיר על כל פעולה שתצא מלבנון ונגביר את הקצב. כך אמרתי השבוע בוושינגטון.
Listen to the fucking music, dude. Pathetic, dude. Another Zelensky corruption scandal. Bought a mansion of Charles III worth more than 20 million. What about that Nazi house he bought in Germany? Do you remember? FAB 500s. Is this the right audio, dude? Jesus. Beth. Ukraine war could be over by Christmas. Ukraine is winning the war with Russia, but it won't be over by Christmas. Is that before and after, dude? Is that before and after? So part 1, mainstream media not cheerleading for Ukraine, panicking that Russia will win. Much has changed since the escalation of Ukraine conflict in February 2022, including the coverage of the conflict with the media. They believe that crack Ukraine troops armed with top-notch Western weapons will decimate throngs of Russian conscripts equipped with outdated gear that's since shut up by the harsh reality, just like the myth about Western sanctions crippling Russia's economy in a matter of weeks. Here's a few examples of how Western media outlets covered the Ukrainian conflict in this year and before. The false hope for Kiev was sky high. Ukraine has 1 million ready for a fight to recapture the south. Young Ukrainians dread the draft in the city by untouched by them. While Russia's glide bomb assault is changing the war in Ukraine. I got fucking hair here, dude. This one is the funniest one, dude. Ukraine war could be over by Christmas. Ukraine is winning the war, but it won't be over by Christmas. That one is funny as fuck, dude. Fucking assholes, dude. Is there a date on these? Whatever, dude. Fuck off. So we got more here. You ready? Russia's glide bombs is a miracle weapon. Wait, we got wonder weapons, but they are Russians. Lol, dude. Don't fear Russia's glide bomb. Fear them. That's from Forbes, dude. Fuck, dude. Siberisk. Don't worry about these weapons. Worry about them. Working fast and accurately, Russian drones, missiles were finding and destroying more than Ukraine's best weapons. Lol. Fucking lol, dude. The Chinese-Russia war machine could soon overwhelm the West. Ukraine can retake Crimea within a month, if we let it. Ukraine's victory is closer than ever, but shattered Russia's is nothing to celebrate. Europe will lose all credibility if Russia wins in Ukraine. Fuck off, dude. think I saw that Sibiru scheme. No, I think I might have that one queued up. Maybe. We got more videos from inside the embassy in Damascus. We know that 2 militants died here. These people just like, I wonder who did this. Is it ISIS? Is it American Israel? Privet. Rock. Privet. Israel is pathetic, dude. Fucking pathetic. We got another mall here in Moscow, it looks like. So, mass evacuation at world-class sports clubs in Kameniki, near Tula, near Moscow. It's all because of reports of mining, so bomb threats. That's a fuck, dude. Again, more Western media in unison saying Havana syndrome is Russia. Russia did the Havana syndrome. Fuck off, dude. The Havana syndrome, which has been plaguing American diplomats for 10 years, may be linked to the Russian GRU, an international group of journalists, says. This disease is like paralyzing stroke that makes them disabled for life. Here's a tin. I forgot what it was, the tin. That was something, dude. Immigrants from Germany elect the presidents for the country for the first time.
Первый же день голосования супруги Рема и Биргит Кирш на избирательном участке. По-русски они почти не говорят, хотя учили язык в школе во времена ГДР. Переводить приходится и бюллетень. Чтение российским немцам дается еще сложнее. Что приятно удивило Рема и Биргит, так это количество избирателей на участке. Даже в утренние часы здесь многолюдно.
Среди жителей Германии в последнее время явка на выборы очень сильно упала, так как люди не могут проголосовать за тех, за кого хотели бы.
Россия для супругов Кирш стала своей несколько лет назад, когда они переехали жить в Нижегородскую область. Накануне они получили гражданство, а главное паспорта. В областном правительстве уже работает кадровое агентство, которое помогает с оформлением документов тем...
We need Sibirusk to move to Moscow, dude. Sibirusk, why don't you move to Moscow?
Иностранцам, кто, как и супруги Кирш, мечтает жить в России. Строитель, электрик, инженер у Рема Кирша профессий много, и все они ему пригодились в России. После вручения паспортов он приглашает нас в поселок Руде, который уже несколько лет строит в пригороде Нижнего Новгорода. У новоиспеченных россиян автомобиль под стать. УАЗ «Патриот».
I'm just making a tea, dude. New game changers. Ukraine's shaking from Russian heavy bombs. That's the FABs, dude. The FABs. Don't worry about the FABs. Worry about the FABs.
The Russian armed forces have launched a new series of powerful strikes against targets in Ukraine. Last night, a series of precision strikes destroyed Ukrainian military facilities in various regions of Ukraine. In the city of Kharkiv, local authorities confirmed the strikes in the central part of the city. According to military sources, the points of deployment of military personnel and the command of the Ukrainian Main Intelligence Directorate in the Kharkiv region were destroyed. More Ukrainian military facilities were destroyed in the town of Kosik-Lopan, located near the Russian border. Russian strikes also hit targets in the village of Barovaya in the Izium district. Located here is the frontline headquarters of the Ukrainian forces, which coordinates Ukrainian military operations in the areas east of the Oskol River, where Russian troops are currently advancing. In addition to the Kharkiv region, Russian strikes targeted Ukrainian facilities on the right bank of the Dnieper River in the Kherson region, including points of deployment of Ukrainian Marines. The Ukrainian military complains that the Russian aerospace forces are more actively using heavy aerial bombs of various sizes with universal planning and correction.
Which one of you have been to Russia?
Makes the work of Ukrainian air defense extremely difficult. In 2024, Russian bombs began to reach targets in the city of Kharkiv. In March, the intensity of such strikes on the city outskirts increased significantly. Now, explosions may thunder in the city at any time without any air alert, while missiles are passing unnoticed by Ukrainian air defense forces. The upgrade of Russian heavy bombs, including the FAB-1500, has improved the accuracy of such strikes. Thanks to the universal modules, their flight is adjusted from a distance that was previously considered unattainable for this type of weapon. The bombs are guided by the Russian GLONASS global positioning system and are capable of hitting targets at a distance of up to 60 kilometers from the launch site. Russian warplanes are now able to strike at Ukrainian fortified areas without entering the enemy's air defense zone. FAB heavy bombs are no longer an ordinary weapon of destruction, but rather a strategic tool capable of delivering highly precise, devastating strikes. The invention of the universal...
This is very formidable from Russia, dude. Having such a cheap weapon that has been that is so old but so effective, dude. Essentially, this weapon just destroyed America. Satin and Sibushka. Sibushka don't understand the economic data, dude.
Modules by Russian engineers has significantly changed the ongoing hostilities in Ukraine. Russia has been using the FAB-250, FAB-500, and FAB-1500 bombs for a long time, and now the huge FAB-3000.
So remember, the West has just recently started talking about these glide bombs, but Russia's been using them for a long fucking time, boys. And essentially, America is crying Sibushka.
Has been added to this list. The new heavy bomb may also be equipped with a universal planning and correction module in the near future. The deployment of these 3-ton bombs may have a strategic impact on the situations on the front line and will definitely affect the morale of the armed forces of Ukraine. The Ukrainian military compares them to tactical nuclear weapons. Despite the destructive power of the FAB...
That's the very good point, dude. Why use nuclear weapons when you can just use conventional weapons, dude?
B-3000, they are allowed by military conventions.
Yep. Everyone, get fucked, dude. You wanna explain it, Sibushka? Explain away, dude. Explain away. So we got Russia, the ruble here. Russian S&P Global Services. What, dude? What, dude? What are we looking at, Sibushka? I have no fucking idea. Scroll down, okay? Scroll down until here, that's a ruble. Ruble. Business confidence. It's down. Russian real wage growth. Is it? What is that column again, dude? Why doesn't actual previous? Okay. Actual previous. Nice. Where was the wage growth, dude? That's the same, dude. Same. Retail sales year on year. No idea, dude. Unemployment rate gone down. Nice. Unemployment rate in America is like 9. Okay. GDP monthly 4.6 to 7.7. Better than a forecasted green versus red. Okay. Cool. Can we see unemployment rate for America? Ah, fuck off, dude. So that's the year. Fuck off, dude. That's Europe, dude. That's fuck off. No, we can't. I'm going back. We are looking at the... Where was the data, Bruce? Oops. Bad indicators for America and the EU. That's what I would expect. Hey Hamdi, what's up, dude? Remember, Hamdi, you can only be on this stream. No other streams. Every other stream is essentially fraud, dude. There's a few exceptions. But every other political stream are frauds. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. That's just an exchange rate, Teo. I'm not sure if that's relevant because the Russians, they don't exchange for dollars, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Happy. We got I forgot her fucking name, dude. This is about Havana syndrome.
And a unit of the Russian military intelligence service. What's the White House reaction to that report?
So I'm going to be really careful here. The intelligence community
Remember, everyone in America has been told to say that Russia did this.
has not concluded.
That's true, Teo, but only if you travel to dollarized countries. What if you travel to Thailand?
That obviously there was an assessment that intelligence community made, and so I would have to refer you to ODNI on their assessment. But that particular piece about Russia, I know that they had not concluded that.
Right. And I know that the intelligence community has said.
Hey, hippie. Thank you for the sub, man. Thank you so much. And you're right. Every other political stream is a fraud.
That they still think it's not likely that a foreign power is responsible. How can the administration continue to believe that when you have so many credible U.S. officials?
There's no credible witness to this. It's just fucking quick. It's bullshit, dude. Ruble, dollar. Can we see the exchange over the last 5 years? I'm just checking, Tao. So before, so for 1 ruble and dollar, can we swap it or whatever? So 1 year, 5 years. So you're getting less dollars. But Teo, what happens if you go to Thailand? Hey, Basavov. It's relevant not only travel, but general foreign goods, materials, services, etc. Prices still tightly related to the USD. So it's related to imports then for Russia. But only imports where it's dollarized. If Russia imports in from non-dollarized countries, then it doesn't matter too much, does it? US arms exports from 95 to 2007. This is not that old, dude. We've seen this data like this before, but from much earlier. From like after the World War, dude. You ready? Japan, Saudi Arabia, Taiwan. What the shit, dude? Turkey, United Kingdom, up. South Korea, Israel, Egypt. Please share this link also. Silver showed it last year. Which link, Silbuski? Link, dude. Oh, you mean this one I just showed you? Are you on Telegram? Are you on Telegram, Sibusk? You are on Telegram. Yeah, you are on Telegram, dude. Yeah. I had you know what? I have more of these, dude. US arms exports. There's an older chart as well, Sibusk. Back from the 40s. Moving on. British army drones are disaster and unable to fly in bad weather. This reminds me of the F-35, dude. Biden administration set to greenlight 18 billion sale of F-15 fighter jets to Israel. And then we got Israel uses precision targeting to murder aid workers in clearly marked vehicles. So this happened a few days ago. UNRWA, I believe, workers were killed. I think this was even in Lebanon. I don't think this was in Gaza. And it's clearly marked, dude, and they are purposefully hitting these vehicles. They're doing that on fucking purpose. It's not the first time, by the way. Not the first time. We got... I don't know what this is, dude. This is some weird shit. World Central Kitchen.
Hey, this is
I don't know what this is, but let's try it, dude. World Central... Okay. So these people were the ones that fucking died, dude. There were 6 people who died from this organization.
Chef Olivier. We're at the Geopolitics kitchen, and we've got the mise en place. Tell us a little bit about it, Chef Ali.
This is the mise en place to cook the rice. So we have all the spices for boil the water. Be ready for
Sea-tail.
The boiling water inside the.
I see those.
Oil.
Yeah, it was the same logo. I realized that now. It was that kitchen logo.
Right, onions. We have the spices, and after we stir fry the rice, we add the water. The water is aromatized with these spices. This mix of spices. There is black lemon. There is some chili. There is 7 mix of spices, bay leaves, salt, pepper.
World Central Kitchen. It was that logo on the car, on the top of the car, dude.
Indeed. So this is the beautiful, fragrant, aromatic rice that will be served today from Geopolitics kitchen. Thank you.
The people who died, they were German and British, right? So this morning, Ukrainian drones attacked the city of Yelabuga and its surrounding in the Republic of Tatarstan. This is from yesterday. Ukraine had like a weird-ass drone, dude, and they attacked a hostel in Tatarstan. So reports indicate that the Yelas oil refinery and the territory of the Special Economic Zone Alabuga outside the city of Shahetz are literally being produced. Okay, so there's no serious damage and the technological process of the enterprises remains intact. There are casualties in Yelabuga due to the destruction of a building. They are receiving all necessary assistance. I think there are only injuries. I don't think there is death. 2 people were injured after the drone attack on a dormitory. Okay. So you can see here, this is more like a small aircraft than a drone. This is Ukraine attacking inside Tatarstan yesterday. More terrorist attacks, dude. Remember Budanov? He said that it will be deeper inside Russia.
영어 셔츠를 갖다가 비즈니스로 사무엘끼리 섞어가지고 고단야간나 빠바바한 이케나미스키 존은 미국 시장 가능했어. 이게 셔츠.
Here you can see it a bit more clearly, dude. It's been it's like a normal aircraft that's been retrofitted as a drone. With massive explosives, dude. See you later, Seagaft. Yeah, but Russia's gonna have to deal with that, dude. Russia's gonna have to deal with that. That's Citizen X. Yeah, small airplane, exactly. So the head of the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service, Sergei Naryshkin, called the attack on the Iranian consulate in Serbia a terrorist act by Israel and added that it was disgraceful and criminal step towards Iran. Good, dude. Putin, it is important to establish all links of the chain and the ultimate beneficiaries of the terrorist act on Crocus. Russia will definitely reach the masterminds behind the terrorist act on Crocus, emphasized the president of Russia. The Russian authorities are currently assessing the action of all agencies and commercial organizations in the context of the terrorist act on Crocus. We will certainly get to those who ordered the terrorist attack. There are no reliable agents in the criminal environment. They do everything for money. Putin declared the need for a radical overhaul of approaches to the immigration policy. Putin, so this is from a speech yesterday. Putin stated that it's unacceptable for the recent tragic events in Crocus to provoke a rise in xenophobia and Islamophobia, which is true. Those who respect the traditions, history, and language should come to Russia. This should be a main principle. Then we got Putin here.
Вы вместе с коллегами из других ведомств участвуете в
Putin is the only one mentioning Islam in this way.
расследовании кровавого теракта 22 марта.
That's why Too Old hates Russia and makes up lies about it.
Уже говорил, нам важно установить не только непосредственных исполнителей, но и все звенья, цепочки конечных преступных бенефициаров этого злодеяния. Мы, безусловно, до них доберемся. И вот что в этой связи хотел бы сказать. Те, кто применяют это оружие, которое применяется против России, это очевидно сегодня уже. Должны понимать, что оно обоюдно острое, это оружие. Заказы преступлений за деньги, они не единичны. Также вот в этой профессиональной среде можно сказать, и вы это хорошо знаете, в этой среде нет надежной агентуры. Там делают за деньги все, что угодно, не руководствуясь никакими ни религиозными, ни политическими соображениями, а только финансовыми. Также все легко и продается, любая информация, и покупается, и продается. Так что до конечных заказчиков мы, безусловно, доберемся. Сейчас...
That's right, dude. That's right. So take a look at this. Another terrorist attack, dude, from Ukraine. Russia's Federal Security Service, FSB, has reported that it and the Federal Customs Service have blocked a route for smuggling explosives from Ukraine through EU countries to Russia. During the inspection of the car at the checkpoint in Pskov region, foreign explosives were found in Orthodox icons and church utensils from Ukraine. 27 bombs were removed from the cargo. So Ukraine is hiding bombs in church materials because they think Russia, Russia is like super Christian and super Orthodox, right? So they probably won't suspect this. So Ukraine is taking advantage of this too. The person involved in the smuggling was detained, and the organizers and accomplices of bringing explosives from Ukraine to Russia, including foreigners, will be put on the wanted list and held criminally responsible. So more terrorist attempts from Ukraine, but remember ISIS, right? Remember that asshole, Maple Shits. Oh, I'm gonna believe it's ISIS because they told me to. That's literally what he said, dude. He said, they said it's ISIS, so that's what I'm gonna believe. What about this, dude? What about this? It's very, they're going through it a lot, dude. They're putting the effort into it. They should retrospectively find out if icons like this were imported into Russia. Find out where it lands inside Russia. I'm going nuts with these places, dude.
Проложено специально, чтобы оно не болталось.
This is a lot of effort, boys. Look. It's not a small operation, dude. C4. Video of the Ukrainian drone attack on the factory. So this is what we saw earlier. Oh, I always showed you that one, dude. So I think, is this the place, dude? 5 people injured in a UAV attack on Tatarstan. So this is how it looks after, dude. 5 people were injured. This is a hostel. This is a fucking hostel, boys. That's attacked. Show to that dude. So, interception of shipments of icons, which 70 kilos of explosives were to be smuggled in from Ukraine to Russia. But ISIS, right? The smuggling was stopped at the Ubelinka checkpoint, the Pisco region. But Maple Cakes said it's ISIS. I'm gonna think it's ISIS. You don't. These fucking lips. Satin. It's really annoying, dude, because they're just spreading disinformation essentially, and they are they're kind of complicit in this bullshit, dude. I know, Sibirusk. They're on their last breath, dude. I didn't notice that, Handy. I didn't notice that, dude. You take a look. Anhängervermin. Yeah, that's German, dude. That one was rented in Germany. Tool rental. You're right. Definitely, it was rented in Germany. I'm not sure how. Yeah. There's gonna be a bunch of terrorist attacks more in Russia. I fucking know it, dude. There's no way the FSB can get all of it. They can maybe get like 90%, and then the remaining 10% is gonna succeed. You know what I'm saying? Russia is obviously way more focused at this point, but doesn't matter, dude. It's like the Black Sea Fleet. Eventually something is gonna get through, dude. See, Wish, you're gonna love this. The least dangerous cities in the world. World updates. Tokyo, Singapore, Cheng, dude. Amsterdam, Sydney, Toronto, Washington, DC, Copenhagen, Seoul, Melbourne, Chicago, Stockholm. Stockholm is not very safe, dude. San Francisco, London, New York, Frankfurt, Los Angeles, Wellington, Zurich, Hong Kong. Look, Hong Kong. Where's Beijing, dude? This is perfect. I know you're gonna love this, dude. San Francisco, Chicago, New York cities are safe. Lol, dude. Fuck off. So we got Roscosmos releasing satellite footage of the bridge that collapsed in Baltimore. It was supposed to stay this way and then just blip. I don't know what the fuck this is, dude. That fucking island. In Scotland, hate speech laws on a range of grounds, including transgender people, came into force on Monday. Joanne Rowling, author of Harry Potter series, quickly posted photos on social media of trans women who were rapists, adding that they were all actually men. The author actually called on the police to arrest them, as such was against the new law and could land you in jail for up to 7 years. But in the end, Rowling was defended by Prime Minister Sunak, who said that people who should not be prosecuted for stating simple facts about biology. Hey Titanium, what's up, dude? How are you doing? Moscow recognized as Russia's most livable city. Experts assess 36 different indicators of quality of the urban environment that characterize the 6 most popular types of urban space. St. Petersburg, Nizhny Novgorod, Kazan, Krasnodar were also named as comfortable cities. What the hell? With a population of 1 million among the cities with a population of the Urban Environmental Quality Index helps to identify development priorities and to understand which areas need to be developed more actively in order to improve the quality of the urban environment. Scotland, they introduced a hate speech law that can land you up to 7 years in prison. It's about misgendering trans people and shit like that. So back to Canada. Boys.
She's fielded.
The popularization of legalized non-medical euthanasia has taken the situation in Canada to a new level. The poor are being led to believe they have no reason to live.
Alone, she's fielded 5 calls from clients seeking help in ending their own life.
So people are so desperate, they're coming here for food, but then they're asking you about assisted suicide?
Yes.
You're having people ask you about assisted suicide?
Yes. When I say that
Just fucking harvest their organs and blood and shit,
this
dude.
is an emergency in the community, people who are living at the bottom income percentile in our community are talking to us now about taking their own lives.
Canada is incapable of helping these people, dude. Zelensky signed a law lowering the age of conscription in Ukraine from 27 to 25, according to his masters in America, Washington. Take a look at this. St. Petersburg, Tao. Which place would you recommend for someone like us? St. Petersburg, Moscow, Crimea, Yalta, or Sochi. Oi. 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 The tail is gonna be run over, boys.
Страус, блядь. Откуда он? Откуда, ёб твою мать, эти...
It's walking so steady, dude. Moscow first of all, then Crimea. Explain why. Look at this giant fucking pike, boys. The largest pike in Russia was caught in Lake Ilmen in 1930. And since then, the world has been polluted. So you won't see shit like this. This is cool though. If I had the choice to live in Russia, I would live in the islands close to Japan. Where is that, dude? But if you, I think I know, is that not the, but they're not like doing tests, I forgot what it's called, blah, 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 I forgot, dude. But if you like terrible weather, you can go to St. Petersburg. No, it's not like I like it. Then you said then Crimea. Why, okay, so Moscow is probably easier when it comes to getting a job, too. Then Crimea. Yes, it's bad weather here in northern Europe, dude. In northern Norway. It's the same. In Moscow, yes. How easy is it, do you think, is it to get a job in Crimea? I don't think it's that easy, dude. Ivan Fedorov on the video proudly reported that 11,000 dragon's teeth were placed in the direction of Zaporozhye to prevent the advance of the Russian army. In the 2 bottom pics, we will show you the real deal with the Soviet. Is it easy for you? Very easy. Is it easy for me to get a job in Crimea? If it's easy for me to get a job in Crimea, then I don't have to worry about that. In Moscow, what about Crimea? So this is the real Soviet line, boys. So look, they even look bigger. There's multiple rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the 3 rows. I think that's just 3 rows, dude. If you look at this, these look tiny as fuck, dude. They go down to his ass. They are like twice as big, dude. Look what your bowl is. You don't know about Crimea. I think it's terrible. That matters, dude. Look, dude. Yes. Then Germany is celebrating their country's legalization of cannabis, which we talked about yesterday on Discord. Hippie, are you here? We know perfectly well why Germany is doing this now, dude.
I'm a little biased.
They're doing this to numb the population.
Because I do enjoy marijuana a lot. And I'm glad that it's legal there. I just don't see any negative points
I'm very happy. I've been waiting for this for years. And
going to Khmer is like a vacation. I don't think you'll find a job in IT there after being a person from Europe. Maybe after 5-10
now
years.
it finally happens.
But I think marijuana is good for the people. It's kind of a stimulation that can make you happy.
The problem with stimulants, if you do it all the time, dude. It's a distraction. They're gonna numb the people, dude. They're gonna numb the people. Putin, the main goal of the terrorists was to sow dissent and chaos in Russia.
Recently, we've seen, of course, also an increase in xenophobia and Islamophobia and other threats. And this was, in fact, the main goal of the terrorists, to sow dissent and chaos inside Russian society. But we must not allow them to achieve that goal. We must stay united. Whenever you start looking into the details of a specific crime, it turns out often that the person who committed the crime came to Russia without any problems, without any issues. In fact, he was able to obtain Russian citizenship while having a number of crimes behind his back. And
why is that, dude?
We need to make sure that it's not something that happens. We need to digitize the systems that we have in place, digital databases, because the existing digital systems sometimes do not help us address illegal migration issues like this.
Why can immigrants be allowed into Russia if they have a criminal record? Look how fat they are, dude. They should be called fats. Russia's FAB 3000 bombs could be a game changer in the Ukrainian conflict. The Russian Ministry of Defense announced the start of a mass production of the FAB 3000. A multi-purpose munition that can be used to attack a variety of targets, including fortified industrial facilities, underground structures, and dams. These monstrous 3-ton bombs could prove to be a game changer in the Ukrainian conflict, said Larry Johnson, former CIA intelligence analyst. Hey, Suki. So, what is known about this attack, boys, that happened yesterday? Obviously, another terrorist attack done by Ukraine. But ISIS. Drone attack on Russia's Republic of Tatarstan. What is known so far? In the early hours of Tuesday, unmanned aerial vehicles attacked several facilities in Russia's Republic of Tatarstan. The drone targeted civilian infrastructure. 2 UAVs hit a dormitory in Alabuga Special Economic Zone, leaving 6 people injured. There is no serious damage and the technical process of enterprise has not been disrupted. One more drone tried to attack an oil refinery in Nizhnekamsk, but it was neutralized by electronic warfare. Work of the Biggest International Airport, located 20 kilometers from Nizhnekamsk and 55 kilometers from Yelabuga, has not been disrupted. This is about DPRK policy towards hemp and drugs. I can check that out later. Civilian plane with autopilot is not an amateur job. It's Ukraine, but I'm not sure if it's autopilot. It could be remotely controlled somehow. Maybe using satellite. I'm not completely sure, dude. Because foreign satellites is not like blocked in Russia. So here's my opinion about legalization. I don't think it's gonna numb the people. It's not what it does, though. I think that people who didn't smoke are not gonna smoke after the election. It's just gonna be less headache for the people who already smoke and gonna clean up the streets, and maybe it would be nice looking at some data about that, hippie. I don't know, dude. Welcome back, Shigaft. If they're doing this to non people, it's gonna come back after bite them in the asses. Because people start to think when they smoke. No. My impression about weed is that you put things aside much easier. Generally speaking, if you look at things generally, if you have like 10,000 people, they're gonna be less attentive and they're gonna start like putting things aside, like paying their bills, whatever. Just as an example. The Ukrainian armed forces have lost more than 80,000 troops, 14,000 weapons, including over 1,200 tanks since January. Since the beginning of January, 400 square kilometers of territory have become under the control of the Russian military. Lol, dude. Lol, dude. Why is NATO holding drills in Moldova? A joint combined exchange training 2024 military exercise kicked off in April 1st, with 2 battalions of special forces from the US and Romania taking part in the drills. Soldiers from Moldova's National Army will be getting their training together with their colleagues from Romania and the US in the framework of JSET 2024 exercise. The statement from the ministry said the drills will take place in the training center of the Moldovan army from April 1st to April 19th this year. Moldova is a territory that is now finding itself a kind of gray zone between the West and Ukraine. And the West is not going to leave Moldova in this zone. The aim is for the exercise next to the conflict zone in Ukraine is to integrate Moldova into Western formats. In the opinion of the West, there should be no Russian assets in Europe. Jesus, dude. Jesus. Now take a look at China, Sibruski. So 2023 and 2024, China is overtaking America in Southeast Asian favorability ranking. The majority of Southeast Asians favor China as their strategic ally over the US. Nice one, boys. Did the West have a hand in Ukraine's drone attack against Russia? A recent report by CNN about the way Ukraine carries out its drone attack against targets in Russia appeared to hint that an outside agency is involved in planning the preparation of these strikes. A source close to Ukraine's drone program was quoted by the media outlet as saying that the Ukrainian drone strikes accuracy is enabled through the use of artificial intelligence, with each UAVs allegedly being outfitted with a terminal computer with a satellite and terrain data. The fighters are determined in advance with our allies, and that aircraft follow the flight plan to allow us to strike targets with meters of precision. Neither the source nor the media outlet, however, mention who exactly these allies are. Sweden. Sweden is beginning to realize that NATO membership comes at a price. Sweden has started to realize that something is wrong with the NATO membership. The Nordic country officially became the 32nd member of NATO on March 7th, abandoning its long-held neutrality despite Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson lauding the accession of the way of ensuring Swedish security. The nation's journalists, former officials, and peace activists think otherwise. It looks as Sweden was at war with the US and lost, he said, a journalist said in Sweden. There, American supremacy is introduced in Sweden, the journalist said. Militarily, Sweden becomes a vassal for the US. It is striking how quickly, and I would argue, and how little forethought this rehearsal took place. The NATO decision was taken a couple of weeks in the spring of 2022. NATO membership is a risky, costly misprioritization that contributes to increased military rearmament, normalization of nuclear weapons, and increased tension at a time when we need the opposite. This is a nice journalist, boys. Normal journalist. We got, I think, this is a Moscow resident. She was asked, the US pulled the strings, whether the US pulled the strings in the terrorist attack on Crocus.
Мы все, я думаю, сходимся во мнении, что терроризм — это один из самых трусливых и подлых способов вести войну. Это даже невозможно отнести к военным действиям. Это просто удар из-под тяжка. Удар из-под тяжка всегда считается с чем-то очень низким.
Мысль, конечно, одна у всех, что ИГИЛ тут никакого отношения не имеет, что, скорее всего, это было подготовлено Украиной.
Ну кто? Хохлы, наверное. Какая разница? Кто бы ни был.
That's you tell.
Я думаю, что хохлы все-таки украинцы.
В первую очередь, цель любого террористического акта, который произошел на прошлой неделе, и те, которые уже были ранее в истории нашей страны, это в первую очередь запугать население.
I definitely think it's Ukraine, boys.
Важно то, кто это устроил. Собственно, уже выяснено считается, да, что это за этим стоят украинские спецслужбы, за ними, скорее всего, и западные спецслужбы стоят. Но учитывая происхождение людей, которые это сделали, скорее всего, в том числе, чтобы раскачать ситуацию у нас в стране на национальной почве, я так думаю.
Not sure you can do that, Sugi, if it's illegal in the country.
Россиян.
You can't do illegal stuff.
Это была цель. Но они ее не добились. Я думаю, что все заметили, что россияне, наоборот, сплотились. И политики, и люди простые, все помогают, все сочувствуют. И это действительно большая вселенская скорбь.
Теракты — это просто убийство мирных людей.
Yeah, I think so,
Не связаны с политикой. Скорее всего, это для того, чтобы посеять какой-то хаос в стране.
I don't think it's ever been a problem. People being
Сплоченный народ.
warned or banned for smoking weed. I don't think that's ever
В
happened.
целом национального характера.
Лично я поехал в субботу, получается, когда это все случилось, на следующий день, в центр донорства, и увидел там реально большие очереди людей. Я увидел, что люди реально готовы помогать.
You know what's good about the Russians, though, Teo? They're not like super tall, dude.
Но это наша общая боль, считается. Мы одна семья, и все мы переживаем друг за друга.
Я думаю, что для дестабилизации в стране отношения людей, чтобы мы были разрознены, чтобы мы были против политики.
What happened to her? Is she still banned, dude?
Как бы внести панику, его, может быть, разлад
I haven't seen her in a long fucking while, man.
уже совершенно невозможно, потому что народ сплотился, не только в Москве, как бы, да, вся страна в едином порыве, да, хотим покончить с войной, но достичь ее цели.
I don't have
Украина,
her.
США, Англия, а не только.
Мое мнение, это как руководили всем это США руками.
I don't have
скорее всего.
Вы знаете, я солидарен с позицией руководства нашей страны, в том числе и директора ФСБ.
Мы сплоченный народ, и мы никого не боимся.
I don't know. I can't find her. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Tool went after her, dude. Because she was black or something. She said something and he just went nuts, dude. I've been to places where it's not criminalized, but it's not legal either. So in Spain, for instance, but you won't see people like smoking weed out in the public. you might see it at a corner of a restaurant in the outskirts. Very low chances of that. But then there's typically there's cafes for it. People smoke it at home. That's the deal mostly. So, for instance, in Spain, I didn't see it. I saw once someone smoking weed outside. Yeah, but people in New York, they're just oh, I'm gonna be cool, so I'm gonna smoke weed in front of everyone. People in Spain are not like that, dude. I don't think smoking weed should be legalized. I think using weed medicinally and industrially should be legalized. It should be implemented. But I've smoked weed, a lot of weed, dude. I don't think it should be legalized. Exactly, Shiki. What's this? The Primorsky enterprise established the production of universal track platforms for the needs of the SMO. The remote control device BOA is capable of transporting up to 500 kilograms and performing the functions of a tugboat. Cool, dude. This is shit where the Americans just oh, it looks dumb, but meanwhile they have nothing, dude. And if they have, they cost 10 fucking million or something like that. Cool. But something like this needs obviously to be tested in the field, dude. So Australian mainstream made a pathetic attempt to discredit a local Australian politician who went to Russia as an observer during the recent elections. Good to see there are some people willing to push back on the party's line. Take a look at this, boys.
He's the Aussie councillor who has world leaders seething with fury. Firstly, why was this little-known Polly from Western Australia invited to observe Russia's recent election? Good question. And why would that same person then go on Russian television and give a glowing endorsement of Vladimir Putin? Another good question. So, let's ask him.
I bet he didn't do that, dude.
McRae joins me in Perth. Nice to see you, Adrian. You want to set the record straight because visiting Russia and the comments you have made have caused a lot of friction.
I bet that's not true. I don't think it caused anything.
I had a chance meeting with the Russian ambassador in Sydney back in January, and so he mentioned that Russia was looking for scrutineers to go to Russia and have a look at their election process.
Okay, so you fly to Russia for the election. What did you see?
They're very proud of their democracy and their electoral process. They have, I think, they have 89,000 voting booths across the country, over 300,000 volunteers.
Just quickly, Adrian, you think Russia's a democracy?
Absolutely think it's a democracy. Look, before I went there, I went over there with sort of a few probably media-driven preconceived notions, but coming back, I absolutely, I mean, their democracy is more transparent and more, certainly more professionally run. The logistics and management of their election process leaves anything I've ever seen, certainly here in the West.
See, when I saw you saying that on Russian television, I thought maybe you're just playing it safe. We know what happens to people when they speak out in Russia. But to have you stand by that when you get back here, and that was your quote,
So I guess that if he's saying the same thing when he gets back, then that thing about people being killed if they speak out is not true then, right?
In my lifetime, the world has never seen such a transparent and comprehensive victory. I mean, really, Adrian, this is the same country where genuine political opponents, anyone who speaks out...
Not genuine, just YouTubers.
Genuine political opponents, I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Ali.
Do you think you perhaps saw what the Russians wanted you to see?
I told them the story in Australia where we've got political parties standing at the front of almost every election booth in Australia, waving how to vote cards and you know, waving banners for certain political parties. I suggested why they don't do that in Russia, and they laughed. They said, how can that not be manipulating and affecting the outcome of the election? I said, well, it does manipulate the outcome of the election.
You know what,
That's
Adrian?
It's
called freedom. Our Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, said the result is an insult to democracy. So are you right and she's wrong?
Look, I struggle to find anything, take anything that comes out of Penny Wong's mouth seriously. I mean, she doesn't have the decency or the compassion or the integrity to even condemn or criticise the terrorist attacks on the people of Russia last week.
Adrian, you're like, no offence, but as a local councillor from Port Hedland to the Foreign Minister of Australia, who has a department behind her whose job this is,
she has a better job.
I'm thinking, listening to what you're saying, is that maybe you got played.
To say that all of us were being played, and not only that, 1 million Central Election Commission workers being played, 300,000 Russian volunteers themselves. They come from the Communist Party, they come from the People's Party, they come from all the various parties, and we're all somehow being played by their electoral process. It's not only insulting to me, but I'm sure if the Russian people heard that, that would be, you know, an absolute slap in the face.
All right, we'll just sort of ignore those who were jailed, exiled, or ended up dead, and sadly that list is long. Port Hedland has the largest.
No, it's not, dude. There's like one that's Navalny. There's the fucking Navalny. Look at these despicable people, dude.
As a councillor, you're not privy to confidential information. Are those secrets?
But these people are also completely relevant, dude. Navalny was never relevant, dude.
Still safe with you, Adrian?
I'm not sure what. I mean, even in the local social media, people are saying, "Oh, how can this guy could be a Russian spy." Russia has no interest in our iron ore. They mine their own iron ore.
Well, you know what? In this country, you're allowed to have your own views and you're allowed to share them. It is the great thing about democracy. Thanks, Adrian.
Yeah, but didn't we just establish that democracy was better in Russia? Did we just establish that, dude? We just established that democracy was essentially better in Russia. So, what's up, dude? I'm gonna post this video. PPG. Ah, fuck, it's too big. Never mind. So pathetic, dude. Yeah, so fucking pathetic. Even Russians must be stopped. This is about the Havana syndrome.
The impact has.
Is this democracy? Just fucking lying, dude. This is what democracy is in the West. You can just fucking lie and manipulate people. Yeah. You can manipulate people. Yeah, it's democracy.
The intelligence officers and our diplomats working abroad are being removed from their posts with traumatic brain injuries. They're being neutralized.
Tonight, we're reporting for the first time an incident at last year's NATO summit in Lithuania. A meeting that focused largely on Russia's invasion of Ukraine and was attended by President Biden. Multiple sources tell us that a senior official of the Department of Defense was struck by the symptoms and sought medical treatment. We told Greg Edgreen what we'd learned.
It tells me that there are no barriers on what Moscow will do, on who they will attack, and that if we don't face this head on, the problem is going to get worse.
Except it's not Russia, dude. It's fucking crickets. So fucking pathetic, dude. This is most likely the jet that was used in the attack on Tatarstan. This is the type of aircraft that was used since it is pilotless. Extra fuel tanks are added in the cabin. Strikes by the Ukrainian drones on objects on the territory of Russia are carried out under the full control of foreign special services. According to CNN, UAV flights routes are determined in the advance by Kiev allies. All the power of their intelligence assets is used for targeting and bypassing air defense zones on the territory of Russia. This one has a long fucking distance, dude. We got thing this video I'm not gonna play right. I'm gonna play that later. So again, Israel, we don't attack. So Israel is saying they don't attack hospitals, right? This is Al-Shifa. That's destroyed by Israel. During the last 2 weeks, they destroyed this completely. There's fucking bodies everywhere, dude. Women were raped and killed. There's bodies under the fucking sand. Inside, dude. The bodies are shredded. I saw a body where you just had the torso and up, dude. We have to drive over them with bulldozers and shit. It's this is the darkest shit I've ever seen, dude. Fuck these people, dude. Fuck these people. Then we got Israel here, eating humanitarian aid. Fuck off, dude. Evil shit, dude. Then we back to the icons. So these are again Ukraine sending in relics that are lined with explosives. So they somehow they are able to send explosives into Russia using these weapons. I'm not sure if Russia figures this out using dogs tail. Sure, because you can train dogs into sniffing explosives, and there was a lot of explosives here, dude. So that's the explosives. Yeah, I believe. Is it this? No, let's have a look. It's on the rim, dude. It's the rim here. Dogs are X-rays. I'm not sure if X-rays, if you would detect this with X-rays. I heard that. I think China were training bees to smell explosives, which is probably way more accurate than dogs, but they are tougher to implement. Reaction time of special forces in the terror attack due to the past terror attacks where hostiles were taken. They didn't know what they were handling. That's a logical explanation of the former police military. So there's a shit ton too. But you can see how much effort these people went into to try and smuggle in explosives. But this is a lot of effort, dude. As this is a major operation. They abused it, Monsieur Borders, without a doubt. They fucking abused it. They thought that these might be getting an easier pass. So they abused it. We're gonna watch all of this. I'm curious what we're gonna see. There's no audio. But so this is one thing that they intercepted. But imagine if Ukraine has been doing this for a fucking year, dude. How much explosives they could have inside Russia. I'm gonna work from home tomorrow, boys, because everything. I had issues. I slept till like 5 p.m. yesterday. I think I had like stomach bug or something. I'm not quite sure, dude. I had like a headache from the day before. I woke up, the headache was still there. So just slept on and off. And then when I ate, I was just like, oh shit, dude. It wasn't too good. Do we want to watch all this? Okay, it's a long fucking video, dude. We know what's happening here. So they're also finding this. This is also what they found, dude. So you can see, I'm not sure how expensive this shit is, dude. This could be cheap. For all I know, all this is like cheap shit, dude. But they were hiding. What are these weapons exactly that they're hiding here? Fresh bananas. So take a look, boys. Maybe you guys know what this is. Western terror attack on. Take a look at this. Is this a form of RPG or something? What is this, dude? So, does it say OGI 7MA? Is that what it says, dude? Caliber. Arsenal, that is what it says. So, I think I have it here, dude. So, 40mm round, improved fragmentation, anti-personnel round. Rounds for light anti-tank recoilless system. What? Why would they be smuggling them in, dude?
So a video popped up on Twitter. Which G7 pop up in Bakhmut, Ukraine. Well, hey, little G7, the warhead of the armor shape charge. Bulgaria only recently decided to start sending.
So I don't know, dude. It's an anti-personnel AP grenade used with RPG-7 launchers. It's used at point detonating. Why would they be an anti-tank? Why would they be using this, boys? They want to use them against cars, obviously. Maybe they wanted to assassinate someone in a car using these. Does that make sense? But very worrying. This is very worrying, dude. And I'm sure there's a shit ton of weapons inside Russia. Both coming in from the south and the west. It's very fucking worrying, boys. We got a video here from Russia Beyond, which is a channel. Embrace the beauty of craftsmanship. I don't think I saw this. This is stuff that I'm very bad at doing, dude. Like stuff with your hands. Cool. Well, cool. At least 200 humanitarian workers killed in occupied Palestinian territories. So can we watch this? I'm very nervous about this video.
Getting more murderous. Notes from the edge of the narrative.
Okay, fine.
Israel keeps getting more murderous. Notes from the edge of the narrative matrix. In the span of just a few hours, we learned that Israel committed a horrific massacre at Al-Shifa Hospital, struck an Iranian consulate in Syria, killing multiple Iranian military officers, and killed a vehicle full of international aid workers in an airstrike. This murderous regime is out of control. Israel is so dedicated to protecting civilian life that it is deliberately gunning down unarmed Palestinians whenever they walk within firing range and then adding them to its Hamas terrorists killed tally.
Despicable, dude.
It reports that the IDF has set up kill zones in Gaza where they just shoot anything that moves, with an IDF reserve officer saying the number of Hamas members Israel claims to have killed is massively inflated because, in practice, a terrorist is anyone the IDF has killed in the areas in which its forces operate. Haaretz notes that the 3 escaped Israeli hostages the IDF gunned down in December had wandered into one of those kill zones. A Doctors Without Borders physician went on Sky News to talk about Israel's deliberate destruction of Gaza's healthcare system, and the Murdoch shill anchor who was interviewing her asked her if Hamas was active in the Al-Shifa hospital fighting Israelis. The doctor, Tanya Haj Hassan, told him, "I am just shocked that we're still having this conversation," and went on to describe how Israel's assault on Gazan healthcare workers is so methodical that Gazan hospital staff have been changing out of their scrubs before leaving work because Israeli troops are picking off anyone in scrubs. At the beginning of the year, I tweeted, "Gaza is a live laboratory for the military-industrial complex. Data is with absolute certainty being collected on all the newer weapons being field-tested on human bodies in Gaza, just like has been happening in Ukraine, to be used to benefit the war machine and the arms industry. Since then, we have learned that the IDF has been experimenting with new military robots in its Gaza assault.
This is bad, dude. Experimenting with fucking bots like this.
And that Israeli startups are now looking to start exporting new AI-powered war machinery marketed as having been battle-tested in Gaza. Israel is a synthetic...
Hey, Cleglock. How are you doing?
Artificially created state. It did not arise organically from the naturally existing conditions of the land and its people. It was unnaturally forced into existence by outside powers. It is more synthetic than meth. It is more synthetic than Pete Buttigieg. Normal person. Stop doing genocide. Crazy person. But the TV told me rape happened 6 months ago. Netanyahu live streams himself kicking a Palestinian baby off a cliff. Netanyahu staring into camera. "I kicked a Palestinian baby off a cliff because I hate Palestinians and I want to genocide them." State Department press corps. Any comment on the video of Netanyahu kicking...
I didn't see that video, dude. What?
A Palestinian baby off a cliff and saying he wants to commit genocide? State Department spokesman Matthew Miller, smirking. I haven't seen that video, and I can say that we're looking into it and we're in touch with our counterparts in Israel on this issue. Beyond that, I would only reiterate our position that claims that Israel is committing genocide are unfounded and anti-Semitic in nature, and I have nothing further to add at this time.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
I've been mentally referring to Matthew Miller as Smirkula. Another one of the extremely stupid things Israel apologists ask us to believe is that Israel was right on the cusp of agreeing to give Palestinians a state before October 7th, but because of October 7th, that generous prospect is now off the table. Rightists who see through the empire propaganda on the Ukraine proxy war but unquestioningly swallow all empire propaganda about Gaza are even dumber than people who've swallowed both, because they're just letting their favorite political faction do their thinking for them. They're also dumber because they saw and understood that the mass media churn out propaganda constantly, but still assumed we're being told the truth about Gaza. They broke out of the propaganda matrix, then jacked their minds right back into it. They're like someone who pulled his head out of his ass, looked around, and then shoved it right back in. If only the Democrats who rallied so aggressively against a fictional conspiracy between Trump and Russia could harness that same energy to oppose a real genocide by Biden and Israel. Just ignore anyone who condemns Israel's genocidal atrocities in Gaza but still supports Biden. Their Israel-Palestine rhetoric is just for show.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Biden talks to Xi about conflict from Ukraine to the Pacific. So Biden made a speech saying that he had like a candid talk with Xi, but I'm not even sure if that actually took place. Xi Jinping and Joe Biden had a telephone conversation during which, among other things, they discussed the war in Ukraine. In particular, according to New York Times, Biden wanted to emphasize to Xi that China should not continue to help Russia rebuild its military-industrial base. They don't. Just fuck off, dude. I'm not even sure that this conversation took place. The main topic of the conversation between the leaders in China and the US was Taiwan. Biden told Xi of his commitment to the One China policy and emphasized that the importance of peace in Taiwan Strait. Yeah, but why are they sending weapons there? They've been sending weapons there for fucking 30 years, dude. Back to this guy, Matthew Miller, about Israel attacking the embassy.
They need to have the ability to defend themselves against a very well-armed adversary. Like I said, Iran.
What, dude?
Bomb is self-defensive. They need to have the ability to defend themselves against a very well-armed adversary. Like I said,
what does that have to do with using them against fucking people in Gaza, dude? Pathetic people. We got Trump here. Not Trump. Fucking Putin, dude. I'm gonna translate this later. After.
Нашего фонда, который заключается в том, что у нас есть категория ребят, она не многочисленна, но тем не менее, которые получили тяжелейшие ранения и в настоящее время находятся в колясках или имеют двойную ампутацию, то есть сразу обеих нижних конечностей. Для этих ребят очень важно также социализироваться, хотят работать. У нас есть уже опыт в некоторых субъектах. И сейчас мы хотим выступить с инициативой для того, чтобы обеспечить этих ребят автомобилем с ручным управлением.
We were watching a bunch of stuff like about Gaza. It's very fucking heartbreaking to watch anything about Gaza, dude.
И включить в перечень средств реабилитации вот такую возможность, чтобы ребята действительно социализировались и имели возможность получить эти автомобили. У нас не нужно дополнительное финансирование, мы это сделаем в рамках того финансирования, которое выделено фонду, с учетом того, что эти автомобили имеют не такую высокую цену и зачастую даже протезы.
Like I keep telling you guys, we've been streaming the Ukraine-Russia conflict, right? And we saw some really bad fucking videos. But it's just nothing compared to fucking Gaza.
Стоит в 2-3 раза дороже, чем автомобиль. Для молодого человека это будет, возможно, судьбоносным решением. Он сможет и ездить на работу, и особенно когда
It looks bored, dude.
в деревне, в магазины, социализироваться, выезжать куда-то, чтобы, в общем-то, остаться в такой вот активной повесткой жизненной.
Будем считать, что этот вопрос решен.
You won't get it, he said. You won't get it, dude. She was requesting something. Putin discussed with Anna Tisivileva, chairman of the Defenders of the Fatherland Foundation, issues of supporting the participants of the SMO and their families. The Russian leader held a working meeting with the head of the Defenders of Putin promised to make a decision to extend the procedure for assigning the status of combat disabled person to PMC employees. Okay? So, other statements. The president agreed to provide seriously wounded SMO participants who lost both legs with manually controlled cars. 12,000 volunteers received certificates of combat veterans. 12,000 volunteers, okay? The Defenders of the Fatherland Foundation has processed 910,000 requests over 10 months of work, of which 780,000 have already been resolved. Maybe that data can be used to extrapolate something. Whatever, dude. We got Karim, Jean-Pierre, whatever the fuck her name is, dude.
I want to recognize the Daily Caller for technology to stop these illicit drugs. Now, it's important to acknowledge when a mistake has been made and take responsibility for it. So I want to recognize the Daily Caller for having the integrity to retract their story about the false claims that circulated this week about the Easter egg roll. Now, I'm quoting from their retraction. The ban of religious symbolism on eggs as part of the White House Easter egg art contest has been long-standing, dating back decades, and the Biden administration did not make any modifications to this rule. So we
yes, he did, dude.
Learn from their good
Yes, he fucking did, dude. We will soon owe you nothing. Russia close to fully extinguishing its foreign debt. Since early 2022, Russia significantly reduced its foreign debt while maintaining financial efficiency, distinguishing itself from other major economies that are still increasing their debt. The Russian debt reached its peak, $733 billion in 2014. After that, it declined, going down to $488 billion in early 2022, and reached its current minimum of $317 billion. The critical point of reduction in the foreign currency debt. So I thought, whatever, dude. I don't want to get into that. Fuck that, dude. I don't understand the economy that well, so I don't give a fuck. There it is, boys. Humanitarian aid organizations, including World Central Kitchen, have rerouted aid ships bound for Gaza back to Cyprus due to Israel's deadly attack that targeted aid convoy delegation in Deir el-Balah.
This is about the killing of 7 aid workers in the Gaza Strip with World Central Kitchen, the charity. We're now hearing from Cyprus that the aid ships that have been travelling from Cyprus into Gaza, of course, this was a big development for those in Gaza that the aid was able to come in that way. Aid ships are now being turned around, still carrying aid. 240 tons of undelivered aid is now heading back to Cyprus because of this attack on a car.
That is what Israel wants, dude.
Killing 7
That is what they want.
Because the charity obviously unloading the ship and distributing that aid in Gaza. World Central Kitchen, one of those charities involved, has now suspended its operations because of this apparent Israeli airstrike. We'll bring you more.
That's what they fucking want, dude. Take a look at this. This is got a Russian helicopter that seems to be located on top of a silhouette of an aircraft. So Russia is using decoys in this way, dude. Lol. So what is this? This right-wing conspiracy theory about eating bugs is about as racist as you think. Remember that the WEF is public about their agendas. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's the truth, and it's already been implemented. So whenever the establishment, they want to downplay something, they call it a right-wing conspiracy theory. And all of the leftists, they adopt it, dude. This is an example. That's an example. Israel's deliberate attacks targeting innocent civilians, journalists, and aid workers are consistently met with feeble excuses that fail to solidify into undeniable truth in the face of global condemnation. It's merciful. There's already bugs in the food, dude. I don't think shrimp and lobsters are classified as bugs. If they are admitting the attack, that's a fucking war crime, boys. If they are admitting it, dude. Yeah, don't forget the El Ali Hospital, boys. Never forget, dude. It's gonna get fucking worse, I fucking know it, dude. But remember the El Ali, how much outrage there was with that one. Now it's just fucking common. Like a massacre happens, like the Al Shifa hospital, dude. So there's been how many aid workers? So the one in the car, there was like 6 or 7 that died, but in total it's like 196 in total UNRWA workers. Immediately after discussing the killing of foreign volunteers by Israeli possessing weapons in Gaza, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken justifies the ongoing U.S. arms support to Israel as a long-standing commitment to Israel's security.
We have a long-standing commitment to Israel's security and to helping ensure its ability to defend itself. That's been a policy from administration to administration, Republican, Democrat, back and forth.
It does make it right, dude.
That policy
does make it right, dude.
Over many years, developed into successive agreements between the United States and Israel, long-duration agreements, 10 years in this case, to provide military assistance over that time frame to about $3 billion a year. That's the system that's in place, and it's long been in place. These arms transfers, every single one, happens consistent with statutory and policy requirements. That includes both informal and formal notifications to Congress, and it's what we do with every country with whom we have a defense relationship that involves the sale or transfer.
This is not a justification, dude. This is not a fucking justification. UNICEF spokesperson Tess Ingram emphasized during a Sky News interview the recurrent Israeli attacks on humanitarian commerce in Gaza, stressing the crucial need for a trusted coordination system with Israel's occupation forces. However, Israel isn't providing any.
This is another immense tragedy in a place where it's very hard for tragedy to shock you, Mark, but the news today, I think, rippled through the humanitarian community here in Gaza because, as you say, these people were meant to be safe. These colleagues were doing important work that had been coordinated, and under international humanitarian law, that means that they should be protected, and instead they were killed.
And so how does this make you feel and your staff feel about doing what you do and moving around Gaza?
Look, it's obviously one of the most dangerous places in the world to do this work. And that is why we've been so resolute about two things. One, we need a coordination system that is respected. When we get the safety assurances that we're given to undertake a mission like the ones that these colleagues were on yesterday, we need to know that that means that we're going to be safe and the people that we're serving are going to be safe. And then, of course, a ceasefire is really the only way to guarantee that at the moment in such a volatile environment where it's clear that this system is not working.
Right, and if you say the system's not working, and you also were talking about the coordination system with the Israelis, that was clearly not working. So what impact do you think this could have on the aid operation in Gaza?
I think it's obviously terrible that World Central Kitchen, which is such an integral part of providing food to the people in Gaza, has had to pause their operations because of this incident. They have brought, over 30 million meals over the last nearly 6 months to the people of Gaza. So that is going to have an impact, that the food that was meant to come off that ship hasn't been unloaded and that World Central Kitchen is stopping their work. From a UNICEF perspective, we're staying and delivering. We had a mission today and we're going to continue to do everything we can because the needs are just so enormous.
Right, so you still, I don't know how to put it, have faith in the system of coordination with the Israelis. Presumably you coordinate with the Israelis as WCK did.
We do. We coordinate all of the missions that go into areas of active conflict. And this is not the first time that this has happened, Mark. This is the first time that people have been killed in the line of work from overseas, but this is not the first time that humanitarian workers have been killed, and this is not the first time that we've had a convoy that's been hit. So we have been asking for these assurances that the safety and coordination systems will be improved. Sorry, that was a loud one, for a long time now, and we are not getting those. But despite that, we are going to continue advocating for something to improve, and we're going to continue operating because the needs on the ground at the moment are so enormous.
Obviously, Israel is doing all this on purpose, dude. They're doing all this on purpose to discourage the international organization from sending aid to Gaza. They want the Gazans to fucking starve and be by themselves and not have any outside help, dude. A Google self-driving vehicle suffered a sudden fire in San Francisco. Lol, dude. Look, this is typical America, dude. Let's smash it. Let's just smash it to pieces, dude. So, this is one of the destroyed power plants. So where is it, dude? Doesn't say. Don't care too much. You can just see it's completely fucked, dude. It's completely fucked. Russia is destroying the power plants to stop the military bases to stop having powers. Stop having energy, sorry. Russian army pushes Donbass front lines to the west.
After a short pause, the Ukrainian military resumed drone strikes in rear areas. On April 2nd, Ukrainian UAVs reached the Republic of Tatarstan. One of the targets was a dormitory in the special economic zone known as Alabuga, where the Russian Garan UAVs are reportedly produced. The workshops were reportedly not damaged, but at least 7 civilians were wounded. Another UAV targeted an oil refinery in the region, but it was suppressed by Russian electronic warfare means. The targets of the attack are located a distance of more than 1,000 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. The Ukrainian military likely used long-range kamikaze drones based on light-engine aircraft. For example, this could be the Ukrainian Iroprikt A-22 upgraded to an unmanned vehicle with an increased flight range. These light-engine aircraft were previously used by Ukrainian special services for the attacks on Russian oil refineries in rear areas, as well as to transfer weapons across the border. According to other reports, the Ukrainian military used the UJ-22 airborne UAVs.
That one is too small, dude.
The maximum flight range of which is reportedly about 800 kilometers.
Yeah.
The Russian military didn't waste their time last night either. A new wave of precision strikes targeted Ukrainian energy facilities that meet the needs of their military-industrial complex. Local Ukrainian authorities confirmed damage in Kryvyi. More explosions thundered in the Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporozhye, and Kharkiv regions. Massive Russian strikes have inflicted heavy damage to Ukraine's energy infrastructure over the past weeks. The ongoing attacks are aimed to complicate the military logistics of the Ukrainian army and prevent its military-industrial complex.
We now have a version that this UAV could have been sent from the territory of Kazakhstan. That territory, this drone we saw, look.
Ukrainian did these, according to other reports.
That one just looks so small, dude, compared to what we saw. I don't think it's this one, just from what we can see on the picture, dude. It just looks tiny.
Sinyonovka. No river could protect the Ukrainian garrison in the village, and after the prolonged battles,
But it would have been way easier for Ukraine to fly the drone from Kazakhstan rather than all over fucking Russia.
Forces gained a foothold in the southern part of the settlement. The Ukrainian troops retreated to the north. Together with the western streets of Bertizhe, this is their last stronghold west of Avdiivka. Then Ukrainian servicemen will be forced to retreat dozens of kilometers through the fields under heavy Russian artillery fire. At the same time, Russian forces gained new positions on the dominant heights in the Artyomovsk direction. After they took control of Krasnoye, they rapidly expanded their zone of control north of the village and approached the outskirts of the main Ukrainian stronghold, Chasiv Yar. The Ukrainian military is preparing for the upcoming Russian assault and new heavy urban battles.
So this one is Satin. Are you here? Remember Satin? Remember the 90s when feminists used to say that if women were in charge, there would be peace and prosperity in the world. It's the 21st century, and the future is here. Women has finally freed themselves and made it to the top of the warmongering, war criminal, and genocidal global elites. The top 3 positions of the CIA is occupied by women, and females are ahead of the 4 out of 5 of the biggest companies of the military-industrial complex.
It's a big year for women.
Smith was supposed to send this to Too Old. I'm not sure if he did, dude.
As they now make up the top 3 positions in the CIA, and a record number took their post in Congress last week. But females are also showing their strengths in the military-industrial complex.
Exactly, Click. Look. It looks like it's that one.
Chloe Salsameda takes a closer look at how women are generating a change in a predominantly male field.
It was a big moment in January 2016 when the Pentagon began allowing women to serve in combat. And this momentum hasn't stopped, with women now heading 4 of the nation's 5 biggest defense contractors, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, General
Was there any reaction to it?
Dynamics, and Boeing's Defense, Space, and Security branch. But this may not be a coincidence. Although the defense industry is considered to be male-dominated, it's also largely based on merit, with the top performers moving up in the ranks faster than others.
A young leader in the business, there were oftentimes I was the only female in the room with other leaders. I think the leadership lesson is to perform on today's job, but when an opportunity comes along, if it makes sense for you to take it, don't hold yourself back. Just as my mother said, you can do anything. If you put your mind to it, you work hard, and you take that responsibility.
While women serving in these leadership roles is fairly new, experts say it's beneficial for the industry as a whole. A report from Politico notes that, like any marginalized group, women add new perspectives to situations and are sometimes more willing to stray from the norm. Rachel McCaffrey, the head of Women in Defense, also claimed females are very good at negotiating because they can identify a person's priorities. But experts note the biggest obstacle women face may be themselves, as some may discourage themselves from climbing the corporate ladder due to fears they aren't capable of doing the job.
So I have always worked in the national security environment, which was heavily male. I never really thought about the difference between men and women in the workplace, although we are different. So I didn't really think about the maleness of the organization. You know, so much in life is about finding your place, whether it's with your family, in your community, your nation, and in your company. And there was a place for me.
To keep this momentum going, experts say it's key to continue hiring more women in these fields and to get more females involved in STEM programs in school, because with this background, they could keep breaking down barriers. Chloe Salsameda, One American News.
Want to see more videos?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if these females, they would go out of their way to allow more violence because they are women, because they need to retain a fucking job, dude. Norwegian physician and political activist Dr. Mads Gilbert highlights Israel as an ardent liar for attacking hospitals and deliberately destroying humanitarian infrastructure.
Israelis are known for being the most ardent liars. They lie about everything. I have not heard any report of fighters inside Shifa hospital. And don't forget, this is the second siege of Shifa. When they invaded Shifa the first time, they had no proof of any military installations. They didn't find anything. They repeat their lies because they didn't need these lies to attack all the other hospitals in Gaza. You know, out of the 35 hospitals, almost every one of them have been attacked, even without the excuse of being a military command center. If the goal was to fight down some 100
Hey, Shelbel, how are you doing?
resistance fighters, Palestinians, why burn the hospital? Why burn this billion-value
Yeah, why destroy it, dude?
incredibly important institution for the civilian population in Gaza? One thing which is, you know, greatly overlooked by the media is that Israel is never held accountable and never has to pay war compensation. This absolutely endless impunity for Israel through 75 years has made them ravage and destroy as much as they like without ever being held accountable.
I'm doing good, Shelbel. Thank you. I might stop the stream a bit earlier today. In half an hour, maybe. Ukrainian Special Services. Take a look at this. So multiple outlets wrote about this. Ukrainian Special Services are inciting ethnic hatred in Russia. So they do this how? By terrorist attacks. As the head of the Information Center of the Security Council of Ukraine, Kovalenko, told the British Times Ukrainian agents penetrate Russian Telegram chats under the guise of representatives of different nationalities and set ethnic groups against each other. I haven't seen that happening, dude. I have seen no example of that happening. I've seen Ukraine doing terror attacks, too. Then Ukraine are beating up a priest here, dude. Because that's what you do if you're the good guys.
Я тут з 96-го року, а вийшов тут, я тебе тут перший раз бачу йому сказав. А ти взагалі не місто. А ну куди руки сунуть? Куди руки сунуть?
Honestly, don't want to watch this, dude. Honestly, don't want to watch this. They broke into a private territory where the archpriest lives, tore off the locks and entered the house. They attacked the priest, rector of the Kazan church. Okay. Take a look, Monsieur Bolles. I'm not sure if she found this somewhere or if it's just used not doing. So I remember this. This is the one that says, yeah, fine, kill the babies or whatever. Fucking despicable people, dude. Despicable fucking people. The journalist Suhair Dalan bought sweets for the little girl, okay? Cute videos, finally. Cute videos. I wouldn't be surprised if Israel has poisoned all these two. I saw many videos of in the beginning of children in the hospital. They had like sweets and they were holding on to it like it was everything. Super cute, dude.
كالغيث كن أملا وجد من دون مقياس سقيا الجمال تبثها لتطيب أنفاس.
I'm not sure if that's what you want, dude.
كالغيث كن سببا لتحيي قلب إنسان جد بالذي تحسنه مهما كان
All of it is hers. But it's just like you lost your fucking family.
فكلنا كالغيث للغير ما زالت الدنيا بخير.
I don't know if she's happy, dude. You lost your fucking family. This is Bad Boys.
My lawyer just called and asked if I was ready for court tomorrow. I said, hell yeah. I ain't going. See, I've been spending the last 6 months booby trapping my entire 500 acres.
This is Bad Boys from the Chat Boys.
I got snake pits, rolling logs, bear traps. I got some straight up Indiana Jones shit. I got a fucking boulder that'll fall down when you open my front door. I got about 120 coyotes that I trained to bite anything with a crew cut and a fucking edge. I flew an old Vietnamese man out here and he helped me dig about 12 miles worth of underground tunnels. I have 450 cameras I've rigged to solar panels all around this motherfucker. I got a Bengal tiger locked in my bathroom who fucking killed for a pork chop right now. You know, it's surprisingly easy to teach a raccoon how to loosen lug nuts and cut brake lines. I'd rather live the rest of my life in the woods living off fucking wild ginseng creek water than go to fucking jail one more time. I don't even try to bring no helicopters down here neither, like I ain't got a whole fucking coop full of pigeons with C4 tied around their feet. Got a bunch of PVC pipe filled with gunpowder and ball bearings and a baboon who is deadly accurate with a nail gun.
That's fucking Bad Boys, dude. Taki, the father of Rafik, 15 years old, and his little sister Rafif, 13 years old, has been living any parent's worst nightmare during the past 2 weeks. In Al-Shifa. Oh shit, boys.
والله خايف كتير. تو في الأخبار بقرأ بقولوا اليهود دخلت الشفا وفي ضرب كتير وفي إصابات كتير وفي شهداء كتير في قلب الشفا. أنا خايف كتير والله. دعواتك الله يحميهم ويفرجها علينا ومش عارف أتواصل معاهم بالمرة. الله يستر يا رب. والله أنا يعني بجد أنا مش طالع في إيدي أعمل إشي وأنا يعني راكن على الله ثم عليكي وهدول أعتبريهم بلادك.
No.
الله يبارك فيك يا أختي.
إن 3 أيام يابا على نار قاعدين وإيش بقول نزلوا المبنى اللي هم فيه وإيش بقول مش عارف إيش وإيش بقول حرقوهم وبقينا نرجف 3 أيام والله ما إحنا عارفين نصد ولا نرد ولكن الحمد لله أجي طمني الولد وبقول لي بكرة إن شاء الله مروحين مش عارفين كيف. أما المهم إنهم بخير يعني إذا ما حدش طمنك ولا شيء ولا ما سألتش.
أنا لسه صاحي والله ما أنا نايم ولا عارف أنام وبفكر في الموضوع وأنا كنت بانتظارك اليوم حتى كلنا بدي أكلمك ألاقي الوقت متأخر أقول لا خلص قدها يمكن هي ترن أو خلص لو فيش خبر بتكون عشان هيك مش راضية ترن. وطلعوا أهلي راحوا إجراي على المستشفى الشفاء لما انسحبت اليهود من المستشفى فإجوا يجيبوا أولادي فطبعا لقوا أولادي قاعدين في قلب المستشفى حملوهم وأخذوهم عندي على البيت وحمموهم وطعموهم، وبعد ما حمموهم وطعموهم أخذوهم وودوهم على مستشفى المعمداني. بس والله يا هلا يعني مش عارف ايش اقول لك، يعني الوضع كتير صعب وحالتهم كتير صعبة وكانوا جعانين كتير، وما فيش ولا دكاترة ولا ممرضين ولا مرافقين، حالتهم بتبكي.
Hey Shino, I didn't see your message.
رجاء بناشد العالم كله ينظروا بنظرة
How are you doing?
الحنية لها الأطفال اللي مبهدلة، اللي كل يوم قاعدة بتموت، يطلعوهم لي على الجنوب. أنا بناشد العالم يطلعوا لي أولادي على الجنوب نقدر نعالجهم. المستشفى اللي نقلوهم فيها اللي هي المعمداني برضه مستشفى تعبان، ما فيش فيه دكاترة ولا فيه تمريض ولا فيه حاجة فيها، لحد الغيارات ما فيش فيه.
Very fucking bad, boys. Very fucking bad. So there are reports of clashes between Turkish police and the Kurds in eastern Turkey. So they are annoyed, dude. According to local sources, after the municipal elections were held and the candidate supported by the PKK terrorist group won the city of Van, the new mayor publicly declared the support of the group, and after that he was arrested by the police. Now the supporters of the new mayor took to the streets and clashed with the police again. This is Taiwan. Earthquake. This from today.
已经告诉我们了，在7点58左右呢发生的有感地震，这是非常有感的，而且呢震央看起来是在花莲地区。虽然说呢震度是3级以上地区，但老实说，目前的晃感因为非常的明显，可能不只是3级左右，大家不要紧张，这个地震感受的确是比较明显的。
BBG, we saw a good video earlier, dude. It's kind of exposing both you, Maita, Kairos, and everyone except me.
花摄影棚都已经有灯架开始在倒下来了，因为摇晃的时间相当长，从刚刚地震一开始到现在可能持续时间已经有将近40秒甚至50秒左右，到目前为止都没有停下来。
We saw a video from an Australian observer. An Australian politician. He went to observe the Russian election, and he said it was the most democratic election that exists. And essentially, the West collapsed, dude. Except that they collapsed in the same manner as Taiwan. I think Harp did this, dude. Harp fucking did this.
里面有没有人？赶快离开！
Maita is insincere and Kairos is making shit up sometimes, I feel like. He was criticizing the Russian elections, and I asked him, oh yeah, I criticize everything. Can't do it. He's criticizing Putin for not implementing communism. Just Jesus Christ, dude. He said that Putin didn't do what the Russians want. What? Too Old came back to my stream and said he had a present. Shut up. Yeah, he came back to report you, dude. He came back to report you. I'm not surprised, dude. Too Old is going nuts. Completely unhinged, dude. He's trying to destroy everything that exists. Too Old is going out of his way to destroy Matt's audience. And then after he destroys the audience, he makes up for it by typing all sorts of dumb fucking shit, dude. There's Taiwan. Harp this. We're gonna go back to that in a moment, dude. Meanwhile, North Korea, say goodbye to PPG. Times, Ukraine stokes anti-American tensions in Russia. I told you, multiple newspapers in unison is writing about this, dude. This is so fucking suspicious. So fucking suspicious, dude. Fine. I'm gonna stop Telegram right there, boys.